been an absolute comedy drama show from everybody touching it. I think everybody is fully aware that his eyes are massively elsewhere. He has played fantastic football. He scored a lot of good goals for Sunderland. But he's been out of the game since January 29th, something like that. He's been out of the game for nearly 8 months. He's never really, at least publicly, said that he wants to stay with the club. There's been no real firming of his contract or anything like that. Nothing has ever been publicised. So I think it's one of those things where RWA is gone. Brad's dropped out for some reason. The whole Ross Stewart. Sorry, he's just popped up on my rotation of images. He if he comes back, like if that Southampton medical does stop that deal going through, he can feel a medical, by the way, because he's got a broken Achilles. He could feel that medical side of it, but that could be part of his fitness. So
it don't mean he's still be. He's still got Southampton.
He could still go to Southampton. He just fails his medical. Until he passes his medical, he can't play for them. That's what the medical is for. So everybody still knows he's a strong attacking player. He can absolutely bag goals. He had the highest goal percentage per minute, whatever you call it, goal per minute ratio in the league. From the 19 games he played, he bagged absolute metric ton, and he was like top of the goal scoring list until he got injured. He could have potentially been the league's top scorer last season if he didn't get that Achilles injury. So I'm more accepting, and I'm already over the talking points of Ross Stewart. I think we've got a couple of signings that have come in that are already good potential replacements for them. Before he came into the championship with us, he hadn't played a single championship minute. So it's proof that we can get people in. We can do temporary deals and get people in who are match ready. Over the talking point, his injury last season kind of tempered it, and if he comes back, like if this transfer does completely fall, and he comes back to full fitness, I'm okay with him seeing him in another Sunderland shirt again. But I think we've already got 2-3 replacements, especially rumoured at the academy right now, that could do his job. I don't know if they can do his job as well from day one, but they could definitely do his job longer term. So that's where I'm at.
I'll catch up. In a way, when Ross Stewart joined us, he was actually injured. He came with an injury.
Yeah, the best season for him, for us, was that League One season. He didn't miss a single game, and he basically helped us get promoted. It's
21-22, yeah.
Yeah. Beyond that, 19 games in a 46-game campaign last season. Oh, it's a 48-game campaign if you count the 2 playoff games.
Yeah.
That's not a really good return. It's just over 30, it's between 30 and 40% of games he was able to make. So we've had to do 60 to 70% of the season without him. And I think he is going to be missed. His talent is absolutely undeniable. But I think we've already got everybody and a lot of fans. Kevin's there, Robin's there, Uploads is there, just basically saying we're done. If he's gone, he's gone. We're accepting it. He was good for us, but he was essentially he did a job and left. It was just another another name in the hat that's potentially just gonna go. So.
And Embleton's gone to Derby on loan, hasn't he? Elliot Embleton's gone to Derby County on loan.
I'm more upset with that, but I'm also it's kind of the right thing for him because he's not leaving the club permanently, but also he's coming back from a very serious injury, a leg break. So with Embleton, I understand that leaving the club to potentially get more match fit, get back into the competitive level that he was at League One. I think that's a good decision from us, from the club, and for the player. I'm okay with the Embleton. I don't consider as a complete because we can recall him at any point if we really need him. So
that's actually what Speakman has said, because the club has confirmed that he's gone to Derby County.
Mm-hmm.
But Speakman's actually said that Sunderland will actually review his progress in January.
Sunderland have said that. Speakman has
actually said it.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. 3 minutes ago, Elliot Embleton will spend the remainder of the season at Derby County. Good luck, Embo. They've just released a statement 3 minutes ago on that. Cabby, what's your thoughts on well, first Ross Stewart, because you I think I rambled a little bit around him, but then Embo as well.
Ross Stewart, yeah, he did the job for us, didn't he? When he was here, you know, I never forget the goal he scored. They
At Wembley.
At Wembley, when to give us 2-0 up, which literally rubber stamped us back to the championship. You can't knock his workload when he played for us. You know, I mean, remember that goal at Sheffield Wednesday in the playoffs when he chased that ball. He never gave up. So, you know, you can't say he was like a lazy player. Why he's away, why he wants to go, there's only him will know. I don't know. But I think
Ka-ching.
Ka-ching. I think a lot of Sunderland fans have sort of just fell out of love with the guy because of the fact like he was just sidelined constantly, and it just seemed to like wear thin now. And I think a lot of fans were getting to a stage now saying like, well, just, you know, good riddance if you're going, thanks a lot, but we'll see you later. It's no good.
Just don't score against us when you come back.
He won't. He'll be sidelined, man. It's no good having someone sitting on the bench all the time, is it?
He could do in the away fixture when we play Southampton in March. So
yeah, he's not going like we've always been saying he should be match fit and match ready again by the time the international break is over and done with. So yeah, it's unlikely that he's ever going to play tomorrow. Like that's, I think, a bit too soon for him to come back. We weren't, even if he was staying with us, we weren't going to play him tomorrow because he's still not fully there. So that would have been, yeah, too soon. But the March game, like Jacob just said, makes sense. Yeah, Robin Hood in the chat's also said, I'm reading the Stewart deal has collapsed. The Kevin have said, not Keith because Keith's the Sky Sports guy. It said about an hour ago that they're keeping Che Adams and not pursuing the deal. So it looks like Southampton might be an option that's completely gone for Ross Stewart.
He could do Middlesbrough. He could do, because there were Middlesbrough were rumoured with him on and Stoke. So
that player before Sunderland are making a frantic late bid for Crystal Palace winger Jesurim Rak-Sakyi. As figures grow,
Sakri.
Rak-Sakyi. As figures grow, that Patrick Roberts will be sold.
He's not.
Patrick Roberts is confirmed to be staying. Or latest rumours was confirmed for him to come.
I don't think he looks happy, does he, Roberts? Like Pritchard, I think he wants to go, doesn't
he? Yeah.
Don't surprise me.
I'm quite chuffed and also a little bit. I'm much happier today now that I've got some signs coming in. If it was all exits, I'd be absolutely livid. But Embo going out on loan, I think, is the right thing for him. It just is. He fully did a leg snap, didn't he? Like his leg completely broke. It's now fully mended. He was in the squad last week because they wanted to get them back into the dressing room with the players and get him back around other players on match days, get them back into that buzz. Now that he's gone out to Derby, I think that's still the right thing for him. He will be in the squad for Derby this weekend. I don't know if he's going to start, but he'll be around the players again, and then he'll start to review it. So if he goes out on loan to Derby, picks up a knock that you've got a broken leg. I've got a broken arm. Anytime I do anything with vigor with it, if I don't know, put up a shelf or whatever.
And is on that though, do you actually think Embo will be in that squad? Because
he'll be in the squad. I don't know if he's going to start, but he would definitely be in the squad.
Yeah.
Because for him to play tomorrow, he would actually have to sign before 12 o'clock today.
Yeah, totally agreed. Agreed.
By the way, I've just seen on Southampton side, the response I've got re Ross Stewart report is that is completely false.
Which false? Which report is false? The fact that the deal's collapsed, or the fact that the deal's gone for it? Like, which part of that report is false?
I saw that as well on a story on Instagram. That it's false.
that the medical is failed. He's
Got
still
it.
there.
Yeah, like I said, you can feel a medical. If you've got an Achilles injury, you can't do the treadmill test, right? You can't do full sprint on the treadmill. They'll do a lung capacity test, they'll do a reflex test, and they'll do the stuff that doesn't cause you to put more stress on a current injury that they're fully aware of. Like that, you can feel a medical, but also still pass it, if that makes sense. You can do pull-ups, you can do other stuff for the medical, you just can't do that one test, which if you can't do one part of a physical test, you feel it. It's as simple as that. So he could feel the medical and still be sold to them. I think it's just keep an eye on what's happening with that as well. Kevin's said his biggest concern, in all earnest, is Jack Clarke going to be the same player because he's seemingly unhappy. He wants to leave, or it's rumoured that he wants to leave. What are your thoughts on that, boys? Because I think that's a really good point. We're keeping Clarke. He's been confirmed to be staying. We're not going to consider the 5, 7, 8, 9, whatever Burnley's offering now. What are your thoughts on Clarke?
He's a good player, isn't he? And he did really well last season. And if he went, it'd be devastating. But going to Prem, innit? I mean, if a company, like out of the football world, if a company's offering you more money than the current company you're at, you're probably going to take it, aren't you?
Head's definitely going to be turned at the very least.
Yeah. So, but I won't necessarily snap his head off, because I could sort of understand why, but I'd be a bit disappointed. Because he won't be getting much game time, would he? He's in Prem. I don't think he'd get much game time. He'd be on sub mainly.
Yeah.
So, I hope it's all false. But if he goes, he goes, and it can't do what about it.
So I think Clarke didn't. Does Clarke play left or right? I can't remember. Clarke's on the.
I think he's left, isn't he?
Yeah, Clarke's on the left. Sorry, Roberts is on the right. So Roberts replaced Gooch eventually. That's what they've done. Who do we have that would replace Clarke if he does go? Apparently, you've got Bennett, who we might be letting go out on loan, depending on what happens with him after he's been called up to Costa Rica, so that's an interesting one. But we've got players that we're bringing in. This Russian guy, he looks like he might be able to replace Roberts if he goes. We've got the new lad from Chelsea. Oh, Waghurst?
Mason, is it Barstrom?
Barstrom, that's it, Barstrom. We've got Barstrom from Chelsea, that could be up there. We're getting more and more options. Like Robin said, having a second striker around could have gone a long way, but glad he's staying, I guess. Glad that we've got that crux of Clarke staying there. You've got the people, if they are leaving, if they're still with the club and the club's saying, well, we really want you to stay because we're investing in you. I think that's a much better thing than somebody coming along going, you might be a good fit here. Here's some money. Like, that doesn't seem like it's a really good approach. Especially if his head's getting purely turned by money, we need to review how much money is starting to turn his head and making him unhappy, because he's getting game time here. We're preferring him for game time. Yeah, there's these options that are coming in, these new players that are coming in, but I think if Clarke's fully fit and mentally in it, we're still going to pick him week in, week out. Do you agree, disagree?
I agree. It will start a lot, won't it? Still, Clarke.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we're dependent on him. We have no direct replacement for him, and he does change games.
I've heard apparently there's been people saying he's unhappy, but I don't see why he would be unhappy, because he's been starting a lot, hasn't he? So,
like I said, he'd be unhappy purely on the money side of it. I don't think we're in a situation where I'm getting more and more trust, and I'm actually backing Speakman and the recruitment and KLD with how logically they're playing the game. That essentially, I think we're bringing in the right people who are motivated to prove themselves in a footballing career. They've got a season to prove themselves for Sunderland. If you're absolutely shit hot and we get promoted because you're here, that's you proving that you can do the job and us backing you when we do get promoted. So I kind of like how we're doing that. It is that Brentford, Brighton, to a lesser degree, Southampton and Bournemouth model of years gone past. The youth model is a very risky game because you could get players that are not ready, that won't be ready for another 2-3 years, but you can see the potential in them. So yeah, it's a nice weird juggling balance that I think we've got. I think with Embo going out on the loan, that makes sense because he's not 100% Embo. He's probably about 80-85% Embo that we were expecting, right? Same with if Ross Stewart's out, I don't think he's 100% Ross Stewart anymore. I think he's probably about 90-95% Ross Stewart, which is still a really good Ross Stewart, don't get me wrong, but he's not the one that helped us get promoted. I think the players that we're letting go, it feels like it's the right time to let them go. The players that we're saying, no, you can't go, we're still recognising that they're the players that we want to keep. They are still 100% that player. 100% Clark, 100% Roberts, 100% Pritchard. That kind of thing. Does that make sense to you? Do you want to counter that, I guess?
It all makes sense to me.
Cabby, what are you thinking on that? Well, that was weird. Lyndon Gooch merged from old Lyndon Gooch to new Lyndon Gooch on my imagery. Cabby's gone silent. So, Paul, what's your thoughts on that, mate?
To be honest with you, it's interesting because me and Brad was doing a live stream last night, and it actually came out that apparently Burnley actually put a big bid in for actually Jack Clark. I'm just trying to find the tweet, but apparently Jack Clark and his agent isn't actually happy with Sunderland.
Weird. I don't understand that.
I'm just trying to find.
Exactly. He's a starting player, isn't he? So why?
If your pure ambition is as a professional footballer to play game time, he's getting that, so he shouldn't be unhappy. There's got to be something else, somebody who's interacted with him which he does not like. That's
could
the only
be Mowbray.
thing that
I think it's either Mowbray or Speakman,
I think it's highly unlikely to be Mowbray because Mowbray is one of those managers that just gets along with every single play he's ever done. Like you said, he's a head coach. He doesn't sign the players. He doesn't talk them about the contracts. He doesn't do anything financial with them. He just gets the best out of the player. So I think that is highly unlikely that he's pissed off Clark or anything like that. It's a bit strange.
Well, this is the
left wing. Thank you, Kevin.
This is the tweet actually that I've just seen from Peter O'Rourke actually reported last night. Sunderland star Jack Clark, unhappy club, put a block on a potential move for him this summer, and now letting other players move on. Clark was promised he could go if got 10 million offered for him. They got more than 10 million from Burnley, but still turned it down. Player and agent unhappy how the offer and interest from Burnley was handled by Sunderland. They signed Clark for 750k from Spurs and would have made huge profit on him, only to go back on a promise of selling him for 10 million. Clark and others not happy with the current direction the club is going, with Ross Stewart close to joining Southampton and Patrick Roberts potentially also moving to Southampton.
I'll restate it a little bit. I'm okay with players leaving that are beyond their 100% talent that we've seen them their potential, or they are unhappy, or we're unhappy with them at the club. If it's the right time for the player to go, let them go. If the head's always been turned in every single window at a bigger number, you've got a greedy player. That's as simple as that. He likes money, and he'll go to Saudi League if he was offered it. That's the kind of thing we want to avoid. We don't want another Jack Rodwell. We don't want another Will Grigg. I think you can't compare the current player that you've got to those players, but those type of players, those type of people will get into the professional game. I've just popped into the show to answer someone's question what my predictions are. Uploads, my prediction is on that short.
The predictions later for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do the predictions for the Southampton game at the very end of this stream. So we'll go through that in about.
We haven't done them in previous Friday ones, have we? I think we've forgotten.
No, we have done it. But it's one of those things, mate. I think with the players that we've got, if your head's turning, if you're purely looking at it as a financial venture, I understand it because players have a finite career. It's very short. It's anywhere between, depending on how good and how good your legs are for you. You could be from 16 to maybe 32 at some stretch, like 34, 35. But you've got that window of time to make as much money as possible to be comfortable for the rest of your life. That's what professional football is. If you're investing in yourself for that 1 year at Sunderland, like the Chelsea player is on loan for us, if he's investing that 1 year with us, we've got to get the best out of that player and highly likely to play most games. But he's also got to perform in that game because Chelsea are looking at him to say, well, is he good enough? Is he doing what Amad Diallo did last season for Sunderland? Is he ready for the first team football at this level? Now, it does surprise me quite a lot with Amad Diallo that he isn't sold on by Manchester United or isn't starting, at least competing for that starting position, because he was absolutely quality for us, and he was pissing through this league for the most of it. So it's striking the right balance, essentially, to answer your question, mate. It's striking the right balance. If the person needs to go and they want to go to another club, I understand it. It's money, it's life, it's their career. But if it's relational, if it's about somebody pissing them off at the club, the manager not being the right person, not getting the best out of them, that needs to change as well, right?
Yeah, apparently I've seen that. Well, I'm not sure if this is true, but apparently Ross Stewart has signed a 4-year contract at Southampton.
Ross Stewart?
Yep.
That's done. What?
Well, Scott Burns, he works for the Record Sport. He put up Ross Stewart has passed his medical and will be confirmed as a Southampton player before the 11 p.m. deadline. He has agreed a 4-year contract. Mm-hmm. Sunderland will net 8 million plus 2 million transfer fee, and then future add-ons.
With Ross Stewart as well, Ross County get a transfer fee on it as well. So if it is purely about numbers with Ross Stewart, I do think he's going to go today, mate. He has to. If he doesn't, it's just going to drag on again for another 4 or 5 months. So just get rid of him.
Well, some people have said the look on his faces sometimes he don't want to be at Sunderland. I think some people have said you can tell he don't want to be at Sunderland, but I don't know. We don't know, do we? Because we're not him and we're not in his head, are we? So he goes.
The appearance of somebody's demeanour could be down to they had a horrible breakfast. It could be that, but people try to read into.
Or someone pissed in their coffee or cereal. You don't know, do you?
Yeah, you literally don't know somebody's emotions in a moment. And I think trying to read into how somebody took a photograph, there could be somebody farted in front of them and they've just had a waffy spell, or there could have been just told the most hilarious joke and they look absolutely happy, but they're miserable. Like a photo is a photo. You can't really.
Or someone could be called. Or they could see a Newcastle badge or shirt in front of them and they're thinking, "Get that shit away."
Yeah.
You know. But we don't know, do we? We're not in his head 24/7.
Exactly. Robin Hood brings up a really good point. They would give Spurs with money, says Dale. Life is about money. If you can get bigger wages, then you would obviously go. It's our management to sort the money out. It's our ownership to sort the money out. It's Speakman's job. It's the head of recruitment. That I think is where we go from it. But then Robin's added, which adds extra context to this. If that's true, players will start to see the club as more and more distrustful if we can't deliver on what we're promising them when they're signing. It doesn't make sense.
See the point there, in a way, but
sorry.
You know, it's with some players we'll be getting a lot of money for them, won't we? Like Stewart, we'll get a lot of money for back at us, won't we? So, and we can use that money to buy maybe even better players than Stewart. So, And the way
Go on,
we're not
sorry.
doing an Ellis Short. It's all right. We're not doing an Ellis Short, are we? Like just throwing money at shit, are we? Or doing a Stuart Donald. I think it's unique what they're doing.
I find it really strange how we are comparing people to commodities. Yes, they're doing a job and doing a function, but the way they're priced, they're like seen as a house that becomes derelict, or you spruce it up. Like some of them you'll flip and they'll turn a profit on, or some of them you'll depreciate over 2-3 years. It's a really weird industry to attribute a value to somebody's time and skill. It's
and you can compare. So while I was walking today with my dad, he told me about like renting the difference between renting a house and buying a house, and comparing that to loaning a player and buying a player.
Yeah,
it's like if you buy a house and you live there for about 6 years, when you leave that house, you're going to get money, aren't you, for it? It's like Ross Stewart leaving us, we're going to get money for him. But with loan players, you don't, do you? They just go back. It's like when you rent a house, you don't. You can similarities there, but
absolutely. So I've got 2 billion IQ from uploads, but Kevin brings up a really good point. We'd rather sell him now. We'd rather sell the big money for him than lose it completely in 11 months' time. I have a counter argument with that a little bit. You can re-sign a contract and say, "Can we give you 5% increase and look at selling you in that window?" So you earn a profit, we earn a profit, and you're guaranteed another year contract after that if you go out on the open market. So I think the current contract can always be extended at up to the very last minute. If they go on a free, they become a Bradley Dack. Blackburn Rovers did an absolute stupid thing with Bradley Dack. If you ask me, we've got a good quality, proven Championship player in Bradley Dack.
I think they sold quite a few good players on the Blackburn.
They didn't sell him. They didn't sell him. They let him go, and I think that for me is one of those things of literally throwing money into the league and letting it go. It's letting a house go derelict. Like if we're using that same analogy, it's very very strange.
I wouldn't be surprised if Blackburn fans were pissed off about that going. If you were a Blackburn fan, you'd probably be fuming, wouldn't you?
I don't think you'd be fuming. I think again, if the clubs let somebody go, if like we're doing it with Ross Stewart, if the clubs let somebody go who was really good for you, it must have been the right time. The club's seen him. The club's assessed it. The people that at the club are professionals, essentially, at what they do. We have to trust that professional opinion is valid. It's again. I'm going to use. He was with them for like 6-7 years. He's been there for a while. There you go.
Bad guys, by the way. Bad guys.
It's pointless trying to speculate why he's going or how happy or miserable someone looks. Stewart's going. It's as simple as that. Players come and go, but the club endures. The club will be here in 10 years' time. The club will be here in 100 years' time, and this will be an era that people look back and go, "Oh, they were good for us. They were good for us." Like we've done this many times on other Mackem football shows. We've thought, "Oh, Asamoah Gyan, he was class for us."
Defoe,
Darren Bent, Defoe, we've done that. The eras have been and gone.
Gary Rowell, Stan Cummins, Ian Porter, Bobby Kirk,
It's just deadline day is a really interesting thing for me. Like it's
West Ham 2-0.
It's a sign. West Ham 2-0. Nice. I'll check that goal out in a couple of minutes. For me, the deadline day is a sign of what the current regime at the club thinks is the best thing going forward for the club. If there's no players coming in and it's only players going out, that for me is an absolute red flag of we're going to go down the shitter this season. It's going to be a horrible season and what have you. But this season, we're not doing that. We're still investing in younger players.
West Ham 2-0.
Who scored the goal? Who scored the goal?
Zuma.
Zuma. Ooh. Isn't he the one who kicked the cat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't even get punished, did he, for that? Did he get punished?
He got kind of. PDSA removed his cat stuff, but we're here to talk about Sunderland. Cat kicker. There you go. For me, should we talk about the people that are coming into the club now rather than the people that are leaving? Because I think we've had a good chunk of this pod about people who are leaving.
Let's
We've
get a bit of
got
the bad news out of the way. We've got
we-
the bad news out of the way.
yeah, it's been a good chunk, and I think it's been a healthy little chat though around it. I think, well, in summary, Embo and
Stuart.
Embo and Gooch have guaranteed have gone. They've released statements on those two players. Stewart is highly likely to go, but we've had two players come in today. Burstone Mason, the loanee, 12 months from Chelsea, and the Ukrainian lad from Zoroya Luhansk for Nasri Russian. Russian has been compared to Mudryk, who obviously Chelsea bought last season for stupid money. His numbers in that same league roughly match what Mudryk did. So we've got a potential steal in Russian, but he's obviously been rumoured for quite a while. There's still work permit stuff, but the agreement is officially online. It's on the club website. It's on the news. What are we thinking to? I'll do the way that we already came in. So, what do we think to Burstow first? I'll go on a round robin. So we'll do Paul first, then Jacob, then Cabby, and then on the other way on the next player on Russian, we'll do it the other way around. So, what do you think?
On the lad from Chelsea,
Yeah.
I was actually surprised we actually went in for him. Because if Brad was actually on here, he would tell you actually that nearly all day today, I've actually spoke to Brad, and I keep going to Brad. Oh, we're going after this player, we're going after that player. It's like, how many players are we getting in? So I was keep checking the Athletic, see if there was anything in it, and I know it won't, but I said to Brad, I actually hope there's a loan to buy in this, but unfortunately, it sounds like there isn't.
There might not be an option to buy on him, but I think it is. I think he is the potential direct replacement and a kind of a hybrid between Amad Diallo and Ross Stewart. He's a centre forward, but the difference he makes, or what I've seen from his highlights at the very least, he can switch on a turn, cause a lot of problems for defenders, and he'll bag goals or at least create other players to have goals. He looks like an absolute talent, and he needs to be playing first team football. That's why I think the loanee move is perfect for him. Chelsea wouldn't give him that. We will.
He was in League One last season.
Yeah. I really rate him. Jacob, what about you?
He seems good from a few clips I've seen, and we get all these young players, from Premier League clubs, which is good to see, because by the time we get to Prem, I think they'll be even better than what they are now. And yes, his stats may not be the best, but I think it was like that with Sims, wasn't it, and Diallo, and you got to give players time. So he can't be a bad player, can he? If he's in the academy for Chelsea, can he? He can't be a terrible player. So I'm happy with it, and he has a good attitude from what I've seen.
Yeah, I agree.
It's what we need.
So you said. I thought you said.
I wish him all the best. So.
Fair. Yeah, me too.
I'm sure he can bang goals in for the lads.
Yeah. Norman's popped in and says if we get Pembele, he is a wonder player and hope he signs when he arrives. So like you said, we've got a couple of extra names that are not confirmed yet. So we'll only talk about the confirmed ones here.
He's the one at the academy have medical.
Yeah. Like you said, until it comes on the official, we've signed this player. I'm holding my judgment on people that come in. We've got 3 players at the academy right now getting medicals. The treadmills must be off the bloody walls today, but
they'll have the phones off the wall now.
Yeah, the amount of people trying to get in touch with the media team and stuff like that would be ridiculous. Cabby,
hello.
What's your thoughts on the Chelsea loanee lad?
Yeah, how long have we got him on loan for? Just the end of the season?
12 months. Like I said, exactly like we do with Amad. I've pinned the comment from SF Sipsy. He says, Amad is better, prove me wrong. And I think this player has the potential to do that. What do you reckon?
I think it's great coming from Chelsea. I think it's just what we need. Just hope the lad is as hungry as what Amad Diallo was, but we've got to give the lad a chance, and it's a positive all the way around as far as I'm concerned, because we're needing players. And what position is he again?
He's a striker.
Striker,
He's
yeah.
now a striker.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
He is a number 9, or no, he's more like a number 10 or 11. He's not like.
He was, yeah. Look,
he's
we're
not
struggling.
a target man, but he is a. Yeah.
We're struggling for firepower, so crikey, it's all good news, isn't it? I mean, I'm chuffed to bits for that, and just hope the crowd get behind him and give him the support he he needs, and it's someone we can fall in love again with, and he'll be near bugger off again at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a blasphemous name in here. I think that's my end. Sorry, I'll turn Cabby up. I'll put him on 150%, so you burst your eardrums now.
Oh, Luton's just scored.
2-1, nice. There's. Sorry, I just saw Michi, and I think that means Mishu coming back. I wouldn't want Mishu back, to be honest. Not after how he said he didn't want to come back at the end of the season. It's literally been 4 games since he said that, essentially. So no, let's let him cool off. Go develop his career out in the French leagues and come back a better human. You don't slag off the team that you just played a year with. It doesn't make sense. I don't want him back. But yeah, on this Chelsea lad, he reminds me, his playstyle reminds me a lot of Josie Altidore. Now that is a blasphemous name, I know. Sorry boys, but he's a target man. People will cross the ball into him. Clark and Roberts have a man to focus on in him, and he will turn the ball. He'll either have a shot himself or he'll provide it to somebody else who's closer in the way to goal. The way we're currently playing, that's what we want Hamir to do. That's what we want Ross Stewart to do when he comes back. He will do that. He can definitely do that. He does it at all levels. He's done it pretty much every team he's ever started for. He can either score the goal directly himself, bang it in the top right, top left, wherever there's a space in the goal, essentially, or find a player in a better position. And that's essentially what we need in that final third. We've been calling out for it, and I think he will provide it. That's my thought on it, in any ways. So then, yeah, moving on to what I think is the replacement for Roberts, if he was to go, in Russian, the Ukrainian lad. Cabby, what's your thoughts on Russian?
It's something that's been hanging around for seems to be eternity, doesn't it? I don't really know much about the bloke, to be honest with you. I've seen the reports and that. It all seems good. He seems a big physical player. It'd be great to have him on board, and let's just hope he can do the proof in the pudding on the pitch. And that's what matters, doesn't it? But yeah, it is exciting times. It's a new player. Like I say, he's a big, bulky player. That's what we need. So let's just fingers crossed he does the business for the lads. But like I say, I don't really know much about him. I don't think as many fans do either.
Yeah, I think he's an unknown entity in this kind of league, right? And I think that's what you get when you sign somebody from Eastern Europe.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
That's why we've got what's it called? We've got scouts, we've got reviewers, we've got people on the ground, agents, that kind of thing. That's what professionals are hired for, to find these gems, find these players in pretty much neglected leagues and bring them into the spotlight. I think we'll do that quite well with Russian. Yeah, he can prove us wrong, but look, why have we got Bennett? Jewison Bennett is exactly the same. Left, right wing. We're looking for more creative options and providing people in the middle of the box with more opportunities. That's I think a really good sign that we've got these young creative players. We're doing the other way around, aren't we? So it's Paul now, then Jacob again. So,
to be honest, on the Ukraine lad, I'm actually happy that we are actually going after him.
We've got him, mate. We haven't got after him. We've got him now. He's confirmed. He's confirmed.
Yeah, no, I'm just pleased that we actually got him. You know, I have been looking at clips of him, and he does look actually good. So
Yeah.
See what he does actually when he plays.
Yeah. So Dale's mentioned there, Bennett never gets a game. Does Russian have that same kind of vibe to you? When we signed Bennett, it felt like an out of a blue signing, but then you looked at his highlights and you're like, he plays for Costa Rica, he plays for the national team, clearly got a talent. Are you getting the same kind of vibes as Bennett with him, or are you just thinking he's just going to be completely like a Clark Roberts replacement?
I think he could be Clark and Roberts' replacement, maybe like for the future.
It could be if Clark's head's turned. That's what I think. Like I said, we've got replacements for people already lined up, and I think that might upset some people, but it also might drive others to perform better. The very easy key example of that is Patterson and Bishop. Bishop has come in because we see him as a better option than Bass. Bass has gone out on loan, but Patterson has a position that Bishop is trying to fight for. Bishop came from Man U. He wants to play first team football. He will, if we don't get another better keeper in the next window or the window after, he will replace Patterson if he ever leaves. That's the whole like nature of football and players in there. So, who do you see Russian replacing, Paul? Is it more Clark? Is it more Roberts? Is it Bennett? Who do you think that talent's coming in for? Is it somebody completely new?
I would say probably Jack Clark.
Clark, yeah, okay. So how would you manage that? One game Tuesday, the weekday games with one player the weekend, or is it just whoever's better in the training session the game before? Oh, Elliot, thank you for that. I'll just double check before I announce it on here. Jacob, what's your? Sorry.
I would do what you said, Anthony. You know, like if we've got 2 games a week, then you know, like Mowbray will probably put Clark in one game, and then the Ukraine lad in the other.
Yeah, put them in the other, like alternate them, just get them both match ready, and yeah. Jacob, what do you think, mate?
Yeah, from what I've seen, from what some other Sunderland YouTubers have shown, when they've talked about him, they've shown clips of him, some goals he's scored. It does seem like a quality player, and it was going on for ages, wasn't it? The rumours of him coming, and I'm just glad it's over because I think we've got ourselves a good young lad who can chip some goals in, and I wish him all the best, and I hope he enjoys his time at Sunderland. So I think we've got ourselves another good player as well as Mason,
especially for 4 years.
Yeah, have we been saying Russian? He's definitely Ukrainian, by the way.
Yeah, he's Ukrainian. Don't say he's Russian. He'll probably come to your house and smash your face for saying that.
It's just that Adam just popped in Russian. I was like, we haven't mentioned he was Russian at any point because I don't want to like get us off on a bad foot with him already.
Yeah.
Oh, Russian is his name. Russian is his name. Right, okay, we've been saying Russian. Ukrainian.
It'd be like calling a Scottish person English. It'd be like calling a Scottish person English. Not a good idea. But...
Or Mr. Walsh. Yeah. Mr. Welsh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. So we're about now away from the transfer deadline. No confirmations have come in yet. I think the Ross Stewart deal looks like it's confirmed. There's rumours that he's failed his medical, but there's rumours he's passed his medical. I think next hour will confirm if he leaves the club or not. I will be doing a players in and out video. If I can quickly show you that would be brilliant. But in the interim, while that's loading up, what's your predictions for the Southampton Sunderland game tomorrow? I don't think we'll see Ross Stewart make an appearance for either team, whoever he turns up to be playing for the following game. What's your predictions for that game, boys? Cabby, you go first. What's your prediction?
I'm going Sunderland 1, Southampton 3. Hope I'm wrong, but I just think they've just come down from the Prem. I just think they'll just have a bit more, a bit like when we played Burnley at the Stadium Light last season. I think they'll just have a bit too much for us.
Yeah, agree. 100% agree. Paul?
Well, with Russell Martin in charge of them, it will be tricky, but I'm going to put my head out there and I'm going to say 2-1 Sunderland.
Oh,
That is putting your neck outside the window, waiting to get slapped off by a lamppost.
They have had some unexpected results, though, Southampton, haven't they? Like drawing with Norwich and Swansea. So, you know.
No, David the Doofus, Mr. Dorf, I'm also agreeing. I'm going to say Sunderland 2-0 loss at home to Southampton. They're just... They to me have a better infrastructure, better quality of player. They've come from the Premier League. Yes, they've got rid of Ward-Prowse and some big names, but they've still got quality Premier League quality players in there. Jacob, what are you saying?
I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
You matching Leighton with a Desmond 2-2?
Yeah, I think if Norwich and Swansea can get a point against Southampton, then I don't see why we can't.
Yeah. Dale brings up a good point. We owe them a thrashing. They beat us 8-0. Should we just go and absolutely destroy them? That would be much better.
I mean, the last time we played them at the Stadium of Light, it was 16-17 season. We lost 4-0 to them at home.
We were terrible that match. I remember watching that, Jacob. We were awful.
Oh, I genuinely reviewed my interest in football after that game. It was atrocious.
That previous game before that, we beat Crystal Palace 4-0. So do you not think that's ironic? The previous game we won 4-0, and then we just lost 4-0 the next game.
Yeah, Kevin is also said 1-1. There you go. SF's Uploads has gone with 2-1 Southampton, and Simon, welcome along, has said 4-0 to Southampton. So, with the predictions out of the way, if you've got any in after the stream's ended, let me know in the comments what you think the prediction's going to be. But for those watching this, here is my template for the predictions video that we've got coming up. I have quite a lot of players, who they come from, what they did, the match stats that they did last season, and where they're going forward. I've got to make a couple of changes because obviously some players are staying, some players are going, and we've got to work it from there. But little sneak tease, there will be a players in and out video once everything is done and dusted and the dust is settled. So I look forward to bringing that to you. We've got the game tomorrow on the watch along, and until then, until tomorrow, well, lads, catch you in a bit. Thank you very much.
TM.
FT.
Hi, lads.
Thank you. Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.
See you later.
Oh, breaking news.
Breaking news.
8 hours ago, but it's from this SAFC lads Sunderland account saying PSG and Sunderland have reached an agreement for Timothy Pembele. He's set to sign a long-term contract in the next few hours. But that was 8 hours ago, so still not heard all about it.
Oh God.
I'm kind of disappointed because I really wanted to sign that Hooijdonk player, that Dutch lad.
Well, you made that clear a couple of times, mate. What are we doing? Sorry.
But the signings we got, I'm fine with. They seem good.
Yeah, there's not a lot that's been confirmed in that hour, though. I thought we're literally an hour away from when everything has to be public, and yeah.
Yesterday I was worried. I thought we weren't going to sign any more players.
No, but typical law. Comes 11 o'clock, we put a deal sheet in.
Oh, does anyone remember Wee Philly going to Academy of Light?
Yep.
On that January. Oh, that was fucking.
I don't get why he made a T-shirt out of it, but yeah, it was a good event.
Anyway, I'm off, lads.
I'll catch you in a bit. Am I getting an invite to that one?
Yeah, I'll send you the link, Hans.
Appreciate it, mate. Cool.
Cheerio, Paul.
Right, catch you in a bit.
See you in a bit. Ross Stewart sold to Southampton. Confirmed. Lovely. Because you've done that 5 minutes ago, please.
I bet Southampton fans will be giving us grief about it.
Probably, mate. Probably.
Same with Stoke fans. They'll probably be saying, he likes us more than you.
Mate. But yeah, it is what it is. You can't really say yes, no. how were the goal? Because obviously Zuma scored in the 85th, and then they pulled one back in the 92nd. How were the goals on that?
First one was alright. It's pretty nice header. Luton's goal was alright. They almost also missed a sitter, which was very sad to see.
Very ouchies.
But then West Ham also got a goal disallowed for offside. So
It would have been better if we had these players way earlier on. Because do you think in the Ipswich and Preston game, if we had these players that we've got today, it'd have been different. We'd have probably won Ipswich, won Preston, but probably maybe have still drawn against Cobb.
Maybe, mate. Maybe. Nottingham Forest have agreed to deal for Norwich City defender Andrew Omodebiale Dele on a fee in the region of 20 million quid. Jesus. Oh, do you want some sad news?
Some sad news.
On.
Some sad news. It's not Sunderland related, it is literally just sad news. Former Fulham owner Mohammed Al Fayed has died at the age of 94. This is 12 minutes ago.
Mohammed Al Fayed
How long has he
died
been
at the
the
age
owner
of
for?
94. Didn't realise he was that old.
Didn't his
Nearly
son
the same
died?
age. He's nearly the same age as Malcolm Cabby.
Shut up, you,
Nearly.
lurch.
Wasn't his son the guy who died with Princess Diana? in the
Dodie.
90s?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Fayed legacy's over then.
There's been a few owners who've died, haven't there? Like in football, like the Leicester owner.
He's 93 though. 94, sorry. You kind of.
I think there was a Millwall owner who died recently. Someone involved with Millwall recently who died.
I'm going to make Dov really happy now. Breaking news: Liverpool can confirm the signing of Ryan Gravenberch.
yeah, I've already seen it, mate.
Have you liked it though?
I have liked it, I believe. I might not like the actual Liverpool post. I think I liked the other post that got on there.
Paris Saint-Germain are very close to completing a deal to sign Randall Kolo Moyandi for £64 million. Crystal Palace reportedly interested in signing Hugo Eteke from Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain are having a gut out, aren't they? Jesus.
Oh, have you heard of a player called Taylor Harwood Bellis
No.
from Man City?
Can't know how you
he's
do it, fella.
He's a youngster and he's going to Southampton as well. Jesus, Southampton are buying everyone. But of course, it's parachute payments, but seriously. But now, Nunes, though, thank you for beating the scum. Oh.
That giggle was fucking evil, mate. What was that? Fucking hell, what is this giggle? It's killing me.
Look at
by the way,
baby. No, look
earlier today, we were rumoured with a player called Miguel Crespo.
Yeah, it wasn't Ivan Crespo.
I think his dad, yeah. But he was at a Turkish team, but no, it's confirmed that he's not coming.
Ivan Crespo. He was born in Santander. He still plays?
I'll have that for
Ivan
breakfast.
Crespo still plays. He's 38.
How old is he?
Later.
38.
That's not that old.
If he's got a son that's professional, it is.
Nah.
Oh, Birmingham City have confirmed the signing of Cody Drameh from Leeds.
Okay. Oh, it's a loan. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I wonder, I don't know Leeds, I'm not sure, I think they'll still struggle, don't you? Like, not struggle bottom half, but like, they might not go up.
Liverpool, I think they've literally got the entire media team in for one person. Have you seen how many posts they've done?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Liverpool are a bit like Sunderland today, they've got some great signings. Yeah.
I like how they've gone.
made 4 signings this window. And
Well, overall in August, 4.
yes, we've
No,
got
in the window, mate.
we've there 4 midfields. We need.
How many have we made now?
We needed 2 centre backs at least, 1 right wing and 1 left wing, and we've just spent money on.
Darv,
Hello.
have you seen the Liverpool TV Go code?
No.
You get 1 month free of Go, Liverpool Go, with a code. I'll share that link with you.
I don't know what that is. Is it LFC?
It's
LFC
LFC's app.
TV?
LFC's app, yeah. It's just for the phone.
It
But-
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't show the games. Unfortunately, it's just like highlights and stuff.
Confirmed to have right should have already been contacted. Parents who have heard nothing or
stream their own games because of fucking TV licenses.
I think we've made out of all of August. Sunderland have done 9. Signed 9 players or 8.
No idea, mate.
Okay, so Triantis, Seal. Is it Seal? Dutch player. Bellingham. Dat. Mason.
Oh shit! Divock Origi set to join Nottingham Forest. Interesting.
We were rumoured with a
Is that
Blackburn
Origi?
player as well.
Sorry.
Yeah. Corner taking shot. Origi.
Yeah, Origi kind of fell out of favour, didn't he?
He did. Yeah.
We were rumoured with a Blackburn player today. Beckley, I think his name was.
No, that's Bradley Dack, mate. You're saying it completely wrong.
Bradley.
Bradley.
No, but
Bradley
there were
Dack.
another
No,
Blackburn
Bradley.
player we were rumoured with. Need to look him up. Morgan. Bradley.
Someone just posted on social media. Stewart's just signed for the Mags.
John Buckley was his name, the Blackburn player we were after. John Buckley.
It's quite funny that Ross Stewart's failed his medical.
No, I think that's false, isn't it? I think it was actually false.
We'll find out. There's only a few minutes left.
Alright, so Bellingham, Triantis, Damido, Seal,
I've got to figure out what the fuck
Jack,
I'm gonna do first.
Mayend, Bishop, Bushro, Russin.
I'm gonna have to like pop out midway
9.
through the game tomorrow. By the way, Anth.
It's alright. We signed 9, by the way, out of all the August.
Yeah, these bloody half 12 kickoff on midday tomorrow.
Yeah, we're the early one.
I got my YouTube video coming out at 1 o'clock, so I need to be there for the premiere.
It's all right. There you go. I've got a link to. I'm going to bounce, boys and girls. I'll
Yeah, I'm
catch you tomorrow.
Go and decide what the fuck I'm gonna do tomorrow. Tonight. Sorry.
Yeah.
Coolio.
Bye.
Have a lovely day. Bye bye.
But
nice.
And on that note, bye bye.
saying, come on, lose. All right, you lose, but be plucky losers. Give it some. Well, they will do that. But again, they failed to get anything on the board.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough season. I think they knew that anyway. They did get a signing in place, didn't they? He was watching from the stands at Kenilworth Road. Lokonga from Arsenal signing on loan.
Yeah.
He was one of two midfielders they made a play for. I think they were in for Donny van der Beek at one stage, but it looks like he's staying at Manchester United. But yeah, we know it's going to be a tough season for them and for Sheffield United.
Sure thing. Now, in the next hour, you'll not miss a trick. Dom, the Surrey Gunner. I like you, Dom. You regularly get in touch when Simon is on with me between 10 and 1. Good evening, Jim and Alex, the two most dedicated people at Talk Sport. Well done. Great work from you, Alex Crook. Well said, Dom. Well, we're going to give it some the next hour or two, all the way up to midnight. Of course, the deadline itself is 11 o'clock. Will the Saudis be back in? They said they would be. Will they be true to their word? 150 million, the bid for Mo Salah. Are they going to come in between now and 11 with 175? Might they even go higher than that? Might Liverpool say yes? Who knows? As Alex rightly said, 2 will become 3 at about 5:30 because the former chief executive of Southampton, Martin Semmens, will join us here in this studio. It's all going down. Alex Crook has indeed been on since 2 o'clock and is going into his 9th hour. But that doesn't cut any ice with Neil in Leeds. Jimmy's only sat in the bloody radio station since 2 o'clock. I've just finished a 12-hour shift as a police officer. Honestly, have a word with yourselves. Oh, Neil in Leeds. Evening all.
Transfer deadline day on Talk Sport with Crown Trade. Delivering a perfect finish. Crown Trade.
At Eon Next.
You just got to mute while the adverts are on. It's got the adverts on at the moment. That's why I've got it on mute on the deadline day special. As YouTube will just blank them all. So, suggestions that Sunderland striker Ross Stewart has failed his medical at Southampton and the deal is off. I mean, it's been on and off, on and off, on and off. Sky News has announced that he's passed it. Crazy stuff.
Special night. Well, it is if you're a West Ham fan, because West Ham top of the league. They won 2-1 at Luton. More reaction to that in the course of the next couple of hours as we have it. And we, being Jim White and Alex Crook, we're live with you on this Sports Bar Deadline Day special. It's all going down. Alex Crook working away in the commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, I watched this man pace around the studio here in the 17th floor of the news building on his phone, and he's got a few details of news that will please Manchester United fans. What's your top three stories, would you say, at this precise moment?
I think you have to put Mo Salah right at the top. Mind-boggling numbers that Saudi Arabia are willing to pay, not just him, but Liverpool as well. I think the João Paulinho story is fascinating. How does he bounce back from thinking he was going to join the German champions, thinking he was going to play alongside Harry Kane in the Champions League, and now he's back at Craven Cottage. Will he play at Manchester City tomorrow? So that's a fascinating one for me as well. Yeah. And then probably my third one would be that signing of Ansu Fati at Brighton. I'm really intrigued to see how that works out and what he can do to propel the Seagulls to even greater heights. But you mentioned Sofyan Amrabat. That has now been confirmed. The news we brought just before the advert break. He is a Manchester United player, at least until the end of the season. It's a loan deal initially that could well be turned into a permanent deal for the Moroccan World Cup star, one of the key men as they reach the semi-finals in Qatar next summer. Sofyan Amrabat says it's a huge honour to become a Manchester United player. I've had to be patient for this moment, but I'm someone who always listens to my heart, and now I'm representing the club of my dreams. Yes. And that backs up what we've been saying for the last few weeks. He's had interest from Saudi Arabia. He's had interest from Liverpool. He's had interest from Atletico Madrid. He only wanted Manchester United, and finally he's been rewarded for that patience.
I'll ask the question. Answer it any way you like. Have the Glazers delivered?
You know that I'm not going to give the Glazers any praise, Jim. It's been a window that I think's been salvaged by what they've done with that Amrabat deal, because I think he is the missing link, but I'm not sure it needed to take until an hour before the transfer window slammed shut.
I mean, it's been a £192 million window for them. That's what it's been. Yeah. I mean, come on, credit's where it's due, no?
How much of that money's come out of the Glazer family's own pocket?
Manchester United fans, you Manchester United fans. West Ham fans, tune in, because I know you're on your way back from Kenilworth Road. It might just be that we hear from my fellow Scotsman David Moyes live in this show. We shall see, because Moyes, no doubt, like Nosey, the West Ham fan, like many West Ham fans tonight, have got a broad grin on their faces because you're top of the league. You won at Luton by 2-1. The big story today, no doubt about it, has been when the Saudis came calling. And they came calling at Liverpool, and they came calling for Mo Salah, and they bid 150 million quid. They said they would, and they did. Will they go to 175? Will they go more than that before 11 o'clock? Now, let's get the very latest on this. TalkSport Saudi reporter is Ben Jacobs, who, more than anybody, is right across this story. Ben, good evening to you. There is a sharp intake of breath with every Liverpool fan listening live on TalkSport at this moment. Is Salah going to go?
That is the key question, but I also don't think it's about the next hour. Now it's clear that Liverpool cannot bring in a replacement and will not bring in a replacement tonight compared to September the 7th. Doesn't really make a difference. And my understanding is that the first offer was verbal, it was informal, it was amicable, it was deal makers chatting to Mike Gordon, and Liverpool told the Saudis that ultimately the position is not just public, it's genuine, it's firm. Salah is not for sale publicly, privately, but the Saudis feel that they've still got encouragement from the Salah side. So the next step is twofold. One, there's a second bid ready. And my understanding is the starting point for that is, as you say, £175 million with a heavier amount in terms of the guaranteed fee allowing for a strong structure. And then the Saudis are prepared, if they need to go to 200 million. So what are they waiting for? Why are we in the final hour of the European window and a second bid, verbal or formal, hasn't been tabled? And the answer to my understanding is because the Saudis have also gone today to the Salah side to determine what will be the reaction to Liverpool of Mo Salah if/when a formal second offer is tabled. Is he going to indicate to Liverpool he wants to leave? Is he going to stay focused? And maybe because of that September the 7th deadline for the Saudis now and the Villa game on Sunday, this might take a bit more time. But the story isn't over as far as Al Ittihad are concerned. The story is over as far as Liverpool are concerned. So how do you break those two narratives that are completely at odds? And the answer is, of course, Mo Salah. Is Mo Salah going to indicate to Liverpool he wants to move and thus give Al Ittihad even more hope? But make no mistake, money's no object here. And Al Ittihad sources still indicate that they will return at some point with a second bid.
Ben, my reading of this situation is that if Mo Salah doesn't end up in Saudi Arabia this summer, then he will end up there next summer. Of course, he'll be another year into his Liverpool contract. He'll be another year older. But at some point, he wants to go to the Saudi Pro League, correct?
Absolutely, but Salah to Saudi Pro League in 2024 looks completely different. So the money now, the signing on fee in particular, is based upon the fact that Salah would effectively force a move, play in the 2023 Club World Cup. 2024, it might not even be Al Ittihad, it will be one of the 4 PIF-led clubs. But Al Hilal actually wanted Salah this summer on a list of 3. It was 1 Messi, 2 Neymar, 3 Salah. And because they've got Neymar and Messi's gone to Inter Miami, in 2024, Al Hilal could return. Whoever gets Salah might be influenced by who wins the Saudi Pro League. So there's no guarantee it will be Al Ittihad. So you've got a slightly strange scenario where everyone's on the same page now, deal makers, Ministry of Sport and PIF, plus Al Ittihad, Salah. But there will be a split if it doesn't come off imminently, whereby the deal makers may decide another club is more preferable. So Al Ittihad are actually a little bit agitated here because they sense a window of opportunity and they know that for them, not definitely, but possibly, the door could be shut. It could be Al Hilal, it could be Al Ali, it could be Al Ittihad again. And it might depend, as I say, on how the season goes. But yes, Salah wants Saudi at some point. It's just a case of whether it's now or whether it's in a year's time.
Well, now is 25 past 10, Ben. And of course, they've got 35 minutes to change the landscape in a huge way of this particular deadline day. Ben, listen to this, because earlier on, we gauged some reaction on the Liverpool situation regards Salah going. If Salah was to go, would Liverpool still have enough to press on with? It's a point we put to Danny Murphy, but first we put it to Graham Souness.
I really like Jota. Nunes, maybe he's had a year to look at it now. It might be a more consistent goal scorer for them. They certainly have goals in the team, but it's Mo Salah who's been the main goal getter for the last, 5 years or so. Any team would miss him. But it's a bit like Spurs, isn't it? Harry Kane, people are saying, well, Spurs are going right now. Just hold your horses. You will miss Harry Kane's goals.
I think if the money's ridiculous, 120 plus maybe even a bit less, but 120 to 150 or something around then, Liverpool will carry on whether he stays or goes. Look, you can't replace him. Can't go out and get a player who's guaranteed to do what he does. Can't. Yeah, it would be a risk. Whoever you get, however much you spend. So that's the big negative in it. In terms of the business model, if you're getting 130 million, 50 million for a 31-year-old who actually has expressed an interest to go, then I think it would be stupid not to take that money and keep a player who doesn't want to be there.
Well, if anyone can talk Liverpool, it's these two, isn't it? Danny Murphy and Graham Souness. Ben, many, many messages coming in tonight from Liverpool fans on this Mo Salah situation. 150 million remains on the table. In terms of probability, Ben, and I'm putting you on the spot here and I make no apology for it, in the next half hour, what do you think might happen in terms of probability? Is it 50-50?
Yeah, they're mostly going on about Liverpool there, to be honest with you. So let's join some Sunderland channels.
that
brave
on
man.
Rogue, I beat you.
So it you have seen in the Newcastle top than Lewis.
So when Luke 09 saved the
Well, to be
Labrador,
fair,
he
I
was
had
just,
me
he was
lanyard
just a
on.
dog. Was it you he saved?
So, latest updates from Sky Sports about Zenit Field with Ititiki.
Yeah.
Ekiteke, yeah, approach. So St. Petersburg field a 40 million bid. Just letting you know, guys, just to catch up on that.
Cool.
Any more reports, Lewis, from Sky Sports? Obviously, you've got
The break at the minute.
The break. I was an advertisement.
Adverts.
That's nothing new.
This is stupid. I don't understand about Sky Sport. We pay this money for Sky Sports and we still get adverts. The BBC, we pay our money and we don't get adverts.
Well, Keith Downey at 10:28 has just put done deal. Ross Stewart to Southampton is complete. Will be announced immediately. The striker has signed a 4-year contract and was Russell Morton's top target. Sunderland are pocketing 10 million package, 8 million plus 2 million.
Isn't 10%? Is it 10 or 15% goes to Ross County?
Yep.
Or in that deal, do they do?
This just popped up.
Direct?
Right,
One
I've
second.
just seen a whoa from Lewis there. Lewis, we'll go back to you. What's the crack? What's going on?
I'm just going to Man United complete. So I'm just going to, if you can read.
No.
So Man United have completed
yellow.
Amrabat loan deal from obviously Sofian Amrabat from Afriotonia.
Yep. There you go.
Just sharing this on the audio on my channel, guys. Says come back of Gabby. Okay.
Enjoy Gabby's channel.
All right, who cares?
Apparently we're getting Jermaine Defoe again. Says come back and Gabby as well. No chance.
And apparently, reports are suggesting that Sunderland are making a late.
Okay.
Enjoy Gabby's channel.
All right, who cares?
Apparently we're getting Jermaine Defoe. Still trying to sign him, are they? Still trying to get him done. Interesting. I wonder if he's in the building now then. Probably will be.
To be fair, some signings can be done remotely, especially now that we've got Teams and Zoom and what have you, all of these online stuff. So you could sign players that are not at clubs. The only problem is the medicals.
Right.
The medicals.
Okay.
So if they've done a medical at another club, past it, but the commercials fall down, that agent can say, "Can you use this medical from this club? We'll pay the fee for whatever the medical costs were."
Right.
It'll be like 5-10 grand, and then they could sign for another club. But as long as they've had a medical in the last 24 hours, you could sign anywhere.
Right, I've just had some Sunderland news come in about 54 minutes ago. I didn't share this one with you guys, but Elliot Embleton has made a loan move to Derby. Just let you know.
Yeah, do you want to talk about who's already get as well?
Norwich.
Pardon, what did you say? Sorry.
Danny Bath to Norwich, but do you want to talk about who's already gone? What's confirmed so far? Because we've had 2 in today confirmed and 3 out confirmed now. If Danny Bath's Norwich is confirmed.
Yeah, Danny Bath is gone. Yeah, Danny Bath is. Norwich is in talks. They're actually working on a deal to sign Danny Bath as we speak.
Wow. Okay, so Danny Bath could be going to Norwich. Obviously, what Ams just said before. Apparently, Paul said it. I think Ross Stewart's gone to Southampton for 10 million. Obviously, 8 million plus. I think it's 2 million add-ons. Was it Paul you were saying?
And plus, you said about moving back into the medical and that. Sometimes when it's obviously we know at the start of the season was obviously we're still on international duty. It's easier when they're on international duty because they can do the medical. The international team can do the medical for us.
Well.
Costs were.
Right.
It'll be like 5-10 grand, and then they could sign for another club.
Well. Well.
Costs were.
Right.
It'll be like 5-10 grand, and then they could sign for another club.
Well.
Costs were.
Right.
It'll be like 5-10 grand, and then they could sign for another club.